Hello, lovelies. This is Lynn. I welcome, first of all. Today is Saturday, May 3rd. I'm recording the upcoming week reading, and that is for the week of Sunday, May 4th through Saturday, May 10th. And I think I figured out the issues that I've been having with Zoom, my Zoom account, um, and how it is the size issues and the box issues around it. So we'll see how this goes. I'm going to minimize my picture and we'll just see this one. So let me get into it. Okay, I am using the Trishe Jaimes Stardust Shadows Tarot and Oracle set. Here we go. And to begin with, the heart of the matter is all about negotiations. It's all about whose palm we can grease, what we can get from it. It's all about the transactional issues. Yep, already off the top of the bat, this has a political lean, and it's all the US politics because he's the drama queen in the world right now. Um, The rest of us are feeling a whole lot defensive about it with good reason. And the people around the world are feeling this way. We're all on edge. The underlying energy is just the cruel. I love the word on this. The word on this is just debauchery. And that is so accurate. What drives him is his. Like he doesn't know anything else. He doesn't know what it is to love or be loved. And so it's all transactional. And for him, it's about what makes him happy and then how he can screw others, which is sad to say, but 'tis true, in my opinion. And I could be wrong. Tarot is for entertainment purposes only, allegedly, all that stuff. Um, Passing away is an opportunity, options, things that we don't normally see are slipping by. I feel like this was a short-lived opportunity. There was a very quick window of time where something could have happened, but I'm not getting a good feel for what this is. Let's see if we get more coming up in the reading. I don't know about that one. Um, at the overarching energy is the Page of Coins, and the Page of Coins it's all about um, well, this could be health news because pentacles are related to health, both physical and financial health. So his health could be a question here. He could be he could be on borrowed time. Um, he could be hmm, yeah. This one feels like it's his health and everything behind closed doors. It's like Weekend at Bernie's propping him up, making him look all fine and dandy. And in private, they're pumping him up. And it's not Hans and Franz from the Saturday Night Live skit doing it. Anyway, all right, coming to bear is the Ten of Cups reversed. And the Ten of Cups is about celebrations. Um, those celebrations will feel very empty. This is a reverse card, so those celebrations will feel very empty. Again, I feel like this is a behind closed doors. I believe that he anticipated something was going to happen that he was looking forward to, and I think that's not going to come to fruition. At the top of the reading, we have the Five of Cups in reverse. Lots of regrets, and but there's also the embarrassment, that sense of embarrassment. This feels like it's more for us as opposed to him, the felon in the White House. There's the sense of embarrassment and shame that also feels like it goes with this as I'm holding the card. Those are the overwhelming feelings that I'm getting with this one. Next, we have the Knight of Swords. The Knight of Swords is somebody who is they're the thinking kind of person. They think, they plan, they strategize, they figure out, and then they execute it. They put that plan into place. And I feel like what that is, this means that there's going to be more information coming out about um, the alleged election rigging. And I'm using the term alleged here carefully. We don't have proof of it yet. There's a lot of evidence, but we don't have proof. Mm, yep, leaving it there. You all get to read into that one. Sorry. And then hopes and fears. This is us. This particular card is definitely us. This is the betrayal that we feel. This is the Five of Swords reversed, and it's how so many of us know with every fiber of our being that Hillary won in 2016 and Kamala won in 2020. And how sad we all are knowing how divided our country is because one person has influenced the thinking and the behaviors of so many people around the world. And then finally is the Six of Cups in reverse, and somebody's past is going to come back up again. And it's going to be um this is the dirty information that he doesn't want everybody to know. And I know we've been talking about this for a very long time. Not just me, many of the readers on YouTube here have talked about the when that information is going to come out and when he's going to be gone. And um, Spirit never answers the when in terms of timing like we know it, because Spirit doesn't have time like we do. Um, Spirit talks in energy. So that means, let me pull my, so that means when our energy vibes with spirit energy, that's when it'll be time for him to leave. When we stop engaging with the chaos and we find our own calm, that's when he's gone. And that's when Putin is gone. And that's when Netanyahu is gone. Um, so, that's a big part of the reason why I've been focusing more on self-care and calm and meditations to be calm. Um, as opposed to all the political junkiness. I'm going to do a political video here in a minute, for something that happened last week or the week before. I don't even remember which, but it didn't get much traction. It didn't get much attention. And I want to share the source, and I want to share my perspective about it, what I think is happening and why it happened. Um, and so I'll get to that after I'm done with this video. But I am going to focus far more on the self-care type of videos on this channel for a while. I'm hoping to spread that message of staying calm and remaining separate from the chaos. And hopefully that will get us where we want to be, that we want to be in a place of peace in this world. So, all right, let me pause for a moment because I want to pull a couple cards from a couple other decks, at least one other, and see what they have to say about this upcoming week. Be right back. Do you ever know how when you pull cards, you just keep getting the same ones over and over and over again? That's what this is, this whole set right here. I shuffled for probably 5 minutes. I did the fluff shuffle, then I did this kind of shuffle, this kind of shuffle. You can't make this shit up. I get the same cards over and over and over and over and over again when I ask about 45 all the time. Like, I'm just going to stop asking because this is the reading I get almost every single time. So, all right. Let me see, where do I start? Let me start by doing this. Let me go off camera so that we can see these cards in a little bit bigger space. All right. So missing puzzle pieces to figure out what happened in terms of the cheating. And it was supposedly a crime of passion or desire. Somebody desired the White House. That's what it was. Also, a crime of opportunity occurred. Um, Ransom or note left. Yeah, there's digital footprint happening here. There are multiple crimes involved. There's evidence of all those crimes involved, as I just said, based around a web of lies. They tried to hide the evidence. It is not as hidden as they'd like it to be. Um, and when that evidence comes out, I believe that they will be found guilty in a court of law. As a world, we're going to feel like it's in chaos, like things are crumbling around us. And then we're going to hit a period of caring leadership, helping guide us back to a safe environment. Sorry, I set this one aside and I meant to pick it up earlier. This is where I said it's web of lies and the evidence is hidden back here. Web of lies, evidence is hidden. Some of those clues of all that evidence is going to come through. It's going to be revealed. And that's when we will feel like chaos. Shit hit the fan. It's going to be a rough couple of months. And maybe not even a couple of months. It might be quicker than that once it does happen. Lots of people are saying very soon, like May, June, July, September, August, September. And like I said earlier, it's not, spirit doesn't really talk to me in terms of timing like that. Spirit talks to me in terms of our energy. When our energy gets right, that's when these things will happen. When we're ready for it, when we're calm, when we contribute to the overall calm energy, that's when things will fall in place. And I have a meditation video called The Calming of the Waters. I'll link it at the end of this one. Um, and it is just where you visualize all of that bubbly energy around the universe, that chaotic energy, to be calm. And so, the more people I can bring on the boat with me, the better. All right. So anyway, so then we have leadership that loves us, that comes in with empathy and knows that we are hurting and struggling, and they will lead us to safety. That is coming. I do feel that is coming very soon. All right, let me pause for a moment. I'm going to do a world reading before I call this one done. I'll be right back. I do want to say I'm using the investigation deck by Trish James here. Okay, so this is the Trish James happy hour. I love her cards, and I know some of you think that they're really dark, but I get some of the most incredible information from them. Um, I don't know why, but that's the case. So I use them a lot, and that's why. All right. This part of the reading is for around the world this coming week. By the way, I wanted to say happy day to all of our Australian friends who had really good results in their election. They had one of the people running for the prime minister, I believe, was very Trump-like, and he lost. So happy day. All right. So let me get off camera again to remember that this is the first time I'm doing it this way. So we'll give it a shot. It'll take me a minute to remember. All right. So last week I said that I felt like there was going to be something that came out regarding the royal family, and yep, something did come out about the royal family. Harry had an interview that was released this week about um, the rift between him and his father, and how King Charles is not talking to him anymore because he published a book and he decided to resign from being part of the royal. Um, I don't even know what to. You can't resign from being part of your family, but he resigned from all the royal duties. And this week there was he lost the court case about having protection, security paid for by the by the royal budget. So I do feel like there's yet another, there's more information coming out this week. Um, Harry gets punished for speaking up about what happened behind closed doors in the royal family and in the palace and all that. I really don't. I feel like King Charles has very limited time in this world. And when that happens, of course, Prince William will step up and become the king. All right. Next, I feel like there's going to be an earthquake and subsequent tsunami. We're going to hear more about war and foreign occupation. This is not just about Russia and Ukraine, though that does hog the headlines. There's stuff going on with India and Pakistan right now. I suspect that we're going to hear more information about Middle Eastern countries as well. Um, hmm. There's a lot of information. So, Doge had 10 terabytes of our data that was lifted by Russia. And I feel like, this card to me, the surveillance record, really feels like they will, cyber warfare is very much a real thing. And that so many people in governments don't recognize the dangers of it and how that information can be manipulated and changed and made to look one way when it's really not at all that. Um, it really is, we're in a very difficult time in terms of that. I suspect that in a few years, we're going to see some methods put in place that will solve the issues that we're seeing right now. But until then, protect yourself, protect your banking, protect your credit reports, freeze your credit reports. It's very, very easy to do. Um, it costs a little bit of money, but that little bit of money is well worth not having to deal with having your identity stolen and credit opened in your name without your knowledge and approval. All right. We have a submarine underwater and an energy weapon, and I suspect that the submarine underwater is either weaponizing energy in terms of like, uh, in the Baltic Sea. Was it the Baltic Sea earlier? Yeah, Baltic Sea earlier this year and late last year. There were submarines and cargo ships and that kind of thing that were pulling the cables that were destroying the cables that connected. Oh gosh, my memory is not serving me well. It's about 10:30 at night, so I'm getting a little tired. And therefore the memory is the synaptic junctions are becoming synaptic canyons. So they were destroying the cables, the underwater cables that connected internet between several countries like Germany and Norway or Germany and Finland. Um, I don't remember the exact countries that were involved, but I do know that several of them were involved and a number of cables were damaged. I know a number of years ago, um, there were people here in the United States that were found on land that they were mapping out our utility system. And it turned out that they were Russian citizens. So, this card here, this energy weapon card, and it really tells me that nothing is off the table for Putin. He has no qualms about destroying anyone and everyone to get his way. I am not going to connect with his energy because I don't want the icks. Oh, look, there's a snake. Huh. I wonder why. So, uh, this is the felon in the White House and his cohort Fleon. Gosh, the amount of money that they have accessed, the amount of data that they've accessed, there we go, and sold. I cannot imagine what that 10 terabyte of data is worth. I cannot imagine. Um, when the evidence comes out, though, Fleon and 45 are both going to be going into hiding. I see that happening. I see that happening. Okay. That is everything that I have for this upcoming week. We'll see how it plays out. We're living in interesting times, that's for sure. All right. I appreciate your being here. I appreciate your watching to the end. Thanks for sticking with me because I kind of muddled my way through. Hopefully, I can edit some of this because I started out with my, microphone off. Small details. Anyway, I hope you have a great week coming up. Please know that you are made of stardust and magic. You are far more powerful than you realize, and you are profoundly loved. Have a great week, everybody. Bye now.